What's up, Fire family? It's Kiahonfire and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get lots of bugs, because in the recent update you are now required to use bugs in fish traps. So I thought I'd give you a bit of a hand to show you some of my creepy crawly tips on how to get some bugs more efficiently than just, well, you know, picking it with your hands. You know, you can get a few bugs this way, but it's very slow, and perhaps you want a better method of doing it. So in this video I'm going to give you several of my methods to try and get different types of bugs, and maybe some suggestions at the end for funcom to listen to as well. Okay, so first you want to go about getting either a pickaxe or a hatchet. This is going to help with the process. It could be any quality, but of course the better the quality, the more potentially that you'll actually get. And what you want to do is you want to just go around and hit bushes, and then you can get some insects out of these bushes, and the amount will vary. Okay, it can be a high amount, it could be a lower amount, but ideally you just want to find a really bushy area where you could go around and just hack at the bushes, and you'll only get insects this way. You won't get any of the fiber or byproduct that way, so you'll just get the insects. So you can just happily go around beating bushes up and trying to get as many insects as you can. And as you can see, the short time I've been talking to you, I've got quite a nice amount myself just for whacking a few bushes around this area, so that's pretty nice. So you can see right now I got 93, so just those few seconds of talking to you, I've gathered quite a few insects myself, and I'm on default harvesting values, so that's pretty decent. So to give you an idea, the pickaxe can give you 2 to 9 insects per hit, the hatchet can give 2 to 8, and a sickle can give 7. So what about fat grubs? There's also fat grubs in the game that are also pretty tricky to find. Well, there's a couple of ways you could do this. I'm not quite sure on SIPTAH, we have to use the other method for SIPTAH, but on the exiled lands, if you are to do a certain thing, if you look around the newbie zone, you can find fat grubs on, well, the floor everywhere, and in the jungle. There's a really big area over here. You see where the water's like dirty over here? There'll be locusts here too. Well, that's where you're going to get your fat grubs. So all over the newbie river and in the jungle at the back. And for that, you just, what I recommend is you turn your quality down all the way down to low, and then you just see them everywhere because the grass isn't in the way and they're really easy to find and pick up. And that's what I recommend you do. If you're not doing it that way though, you're on SIPTAH perhaps and you need an efficient way to get one, or you just want to be lazy in general, well, all you need is a compost heap, or, well, lots of compost heaps I would say, because if you have lots of compost heaps then that will maximize the amount you earn. And all you need is one bit of compost, or you could do your composting normally and just get it out that way, and there'll be loads and loads of fat grubs if you do the normal compost heap ways. Or you can just do what I'm doing right now. You can see I just shoved a bit of compost in here in the heap, and there's nothing going on right now, but it soon should generate a fat grub. So if I'm to speed up the time, you can see it will slowly generate fat grubs. It will take them away sometimes, but it will slowly just bring them up. So you can imagine leaving this overnight, you get quite a few bugs in there, and then you'll have something for your fish traps. And it doesn't cost much to make compost heaps, so if you just make loads and loads of these and just put one bit of compost in them, then you have your very own fat grub generator that you can use anytime you like, really, and it's really quite handy. So there you go. Or like I said, use the normal ways of composting, and then you can get lots of fat grubs as well via that way as well. Now for bees and queen bees, unfortunately it's still really tedious to get them, but I can give you a few pointers if you have no idea where to start. They seem to, actually, the queen bees seem to favour spawning an aloe. If you handpick the aloe quite a lot, you should be able to find some queen bees, and then depending on your rates, the harvesting, depending on how many bees you get. I've got a few queen bees this way, but it does take a lot of aloe picking to try and get it out. Another way to do it is trying to pick out flowers. Flowers can also give a chance to give you worker bees or bees in general. So you could try that way to try and get as many bees as you can. But like I said, it's a really tedious way to do it because you don't get many. And usually if you just want bee bees, like normal bees, just go ahead and pick loads of bushes and you should be able to get some bees out as well. But like I said, flowers, things like aloe, you should be able to get some bees out, queen bees at least. But yeah, in my opinion, just stick to insects and fat grubs because they're probably going to be your best bet. I know some of them give better percentages on different things, but like I said, getting the bees and whatever else, it's just tricky. It's very tricky at this moment in this point of the game. So yeah, very, very grindy as well. Unless somebody knows some magical way that you get loads and loads of bees. But apart from that, just flowers and aloe is, or just picking loads of bushes is the best ways I've found so far. So my suggestion to funcom would be, like, you know, we have beehives, right? They produce honey. Well, if you put in some flowers, maybe we could produce some bees out of the beehives, you know what I mean? It's a bit weird to have a beehive with just honey and no bees, right? That's my thoughts anyway. I know you put more bees in here to produce more honey, but if we could have a way to produce bees out of this as well, probably make the beehive a lot more valuable, since at the moment the food is pretty broken in the game as well. It doesn't really add many benefactors, so having honey around, other than some of the bandages, is, well, not really any point in having this much honey, or much honey at all. You might as well just leave it out and let the honey produce, unless you're using it for bear taming or something like that. But having a way to get bees a little bit easier would be nice, or just on par with the normal insects, or fat grubs, or something like that would be decent. But at the moment, it's a little bit too tricky to get bees in general, unless you do a lot of grinding, like I said. But anyway, pickaxe and compost, remember. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.